Uh, Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, and on the 51 Chevy truck. Um, I assembled and hung the tail lights there just a little while ago, so I can finish wiring all the lights at the back of the truck. Um, I'm going to finish bolting in the grill. It's just hanging there with a couple of bolts right now. So I'll get that in. Bunch of other stuff to do. Just going to knock things off my list. I've also want to wet sand and prep some items for paint. That's the garnish moldings for inside and dash pieces. And yeah, we'll just get after it. All right, so when I extended the wires for the taillight, there was two wires coming out from the backers, and they were heat shrinked all the way down the whole length of the arm. So when I got to this end, they're kind of tangled around. I don't know which wire is which because they were both black going into the shrink wrap. So I got to sort them out and figure out which one's which. So there's two bulbs here. There's a bigger one and brighter that's at the top. That's your brake light and your signal. And then a small one that's just your tail light. And then there's a clear lens underneath here for your license plate. So I'm going to test them. So I just hooked up a ground wire, and if I touch the ground wire to the battery negative, I'll grab the green one here for now. Okay, that's my brake light. And that's my tail light. All right, so black is tail. So I've already marked it out on a piece of tape. I'll tag it. Black is tail, right? Is that what I said? Yes. All right. See, I forgot already. That's why I'm tagging it. So I'm gonna go test the other one as well. Same thing, and make sure it's the same. We'll go from there. All right, so I'm done soldering. All my connections are done. There was some dicking around though, because I screwed up labeling the wires when I ran them to the back. I ran two wires marked brake, and they should have been marked signal. And I didn't differentiate between left and right. So I had to go back to the connector at the steering column where the signal switch is, figure out which wire was what, sort them out, get them done. And because I ran two brake wires, I didn't run a third one, which is what I need one from the brake switch to operate the brake lights. But fortunately for me, I ran two spares. So this yellow one here was a spare that ended up being my brake light. So yeah, I just got to, it's all shrink wrap, soldered and everything else. All I've got to do, a little bit of tape, some loom, tie wrap it up nice and neat, and finish it off. So all the lighting is done. So awesome. All right, so I've cleaned everything up under here and it's all good. I did run into a bit of an issue. After I'd soldered everything together, I realized that I needed to be on top of the rear cross member, so I had to cut a couple of wires and re-splice them, but no biggie. So everything's pretty clean. It's all protected and everything else. So I'm going to need a few more zip ties and stuff, but nothing crazy. It's all good. And we're all the way across the other side. Like hardly anything shows at all, so it's good. I'm happy with it. All right, so while I still have it up in the air, there's a few things in the front I can take care of. A lot easier, but I'm going to pop the wheels back off so I have access. And the main thing is get the grill and the fender bolted together. I just have bolts at the top, so yeah, we'll get that lined up. Pop the wheels off. So much easier than working on the floor. This is why I bought a hoist. Just found my magnetic light. Yeah, hanging on the inner fender well. Anyway, yeah, so here's my thing. I've got to do some manhandling here to get this all together. The bolts have to go through the inner fender. So, yeah, I got some stuff to do here. Anyway, we'll get at it. So, driver's side, here's my issue. The flange in the fender is actually bent in. I should have caught this before I even put it on. So, what I've done was I bolted it to the grill, kind of pulled it in. I tapped it with a hammer a little bit, and I beat it down a little bit down here, making sure I didn't do any damage to the front. So now I think I have enough clearance to get this in. I can squeeze it in, but I got to pull this bolt out first, and hopefully it doesn't come back out too much. I'm hoping the hammer work I did kept it in place. We'll find out shortly. The other side lines up. Excuse me. The other side lines up really nice, so I'm going to tackle the difficult side first, because that's the way to do it. So with severe wrestling and what have you, I did get it bolted in, but I used vice grips, screwdrivers, hammers, pry bars, you name it. But I concentrated on getting the bottom one in first. Once I got that one in, the rest was fairly simple. So we're good to go. It's bolted in, both sides, and yeah, it looks better and it's good. The only thing I did notice, there's still, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a fair amount of movement there. So with vibration and whatever, I think I'm going to make up some kind of a brace that'll, you know, maybe come from this hole here or something to the frame rail, just to make everything good and solid. So that'll be installed though when I put in my filter panel between the bumper and the grill. But I'll make up the braces ahead of time and just add them in after. And yeah, that'll tie that all together. That'll be good, and then we'll call that done. So now I get the wheels back on and drop this thing down, I think. Cover it up and get on sanding some garnish moldings and stuff like that. Get that ready for paint. All right, so I hung the back wheel on, and you know, the loom hanging down was bothering me, so I went ahead and tie wrapped it up. So that's all taken care of. And before I put the front wheels on, I remembered I have to secure my transmission line, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Then I'll put the front wheels on and drop the truck down. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It's all these little things, you know, they add up, they take time, but it's all the little things that got to get done, and they're all important. So it is what it is. hate working overhead. Okay. There we go, nice and solid now. Anyway, I'll finish that up and then I'll drop the truck down. There she goes. Fill up one flat tire in the back, and I'm going to move this thing around a little bit. All right, so as far as work goes on the truck, Pretty much done for this video, I guess. But there is one thing I've been dying to do, and I've been dying to see how the hood looks on the truck. So I just had a buddy over here, and we temporarily stuck it on the truck, and man, it just changes the whole look of the truck. So it's pretty cool. It's dusty and whatever, but I think you'll get the idea. So yeah, spin the camera around. Boom. What a difference, man. One piece of sheet metal. Wow. This is going to be a friggin' cool truck, man. Anyway, I'm going to cover everything up. So I got to prep to do some spraying. I got parts for the truck to do, as well as my Triumph. So yeah, that's about it for now. And I guess I'll wrap this up in a minute. So there you go. Another episode of Dirty Dan's Rod and Cycle. Yeah, what a difference the hood makes sitting on there. I can't wait to get it on there permanent. As soon as my parts come in, we'll get on that. You know, I've been watching a little bit of the Barrett-Jackson auction. It's not for regular people, I gotta tell you. The prices are just absolutely ridiculous. You know, square bodies have come up, sure, but 40 grand, and that's kind of what they're averaging. Now, yeah, you might say, well, okay, 40 grand for a really good truck is not bad, but if you're up here in Canada, you know, it's 40 grand plus your 10% buyer's premium, so it's 44, and then add 30% on top of that, so that's another 15. So now you're up to 59, and you still got to ship it home. So you're looking at over 60 grand to get a truck from Barrett-Jackson, from Arizona to here. Yeah, that's crazy for a square body. They were even getting more money than the 67 to 72 C10s and stuff. And it didn't seem to matter. Long box, short box, four-wheel drive, dually, whatever. It didn't matter. They were all getting big bucks. I think it's just insane. But we'll see. And that's just on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday cars that are supposed to be the lower priced budget vehicles for regular people. Yeah, no. If I was ever going to go to Barrett-Jackson, I think I'd have to win a lottery first. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, if you like the content, please subscribe. I truly would appreciate it. You know, share it, tell your buddies, tell your chums, and don't be shy. Leave comments down below. And you know, if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.